I have a lot of
planned
chaos right now on what we're doing. We have options, but I thought Bongino was going to us after his guest, so I don't know exactly where we're
Who's
going.
he talking to?
All
Fucking
right,
Mark?
Well, we lost his audio. We we didn't change anything on our end.
All
so,
right, well,
yeah.
look, there's been enough states called for Donald Trump, so finish your drink. What the hell's the difference?
Heck yeah, I'd love to hear that. Let's
You know
do
what'd
it.
be
By the way, I'm
funny?
back on the wagon, so.
Remember radio shows when you called in and shit and it worked?
Okay, now, hold on. Now Dan wants to take us, is what I'm hearing from them. Do we have him?
We have him, but we
they
don't have
hear
audio
us?
from him, and he could probably hear us. So they got to change back whatever they undid.
Meanwhile, I'm having stomach pains.
I know.
Oh,
I'm having.
It's got stomach pain. That's okay. I don't know what's happening, Dan Bongino. My non-favorite kid about to move down to spot 11 doesn't get a microphone working right.
I feel like I'm having a miscarriage over here.
Raging Cajun on Dan Bongino. He said it was a former cop. He ain't no cop of mine. What?
The Pizza Hut's hit me from last night. It must have been
One of
a
the silver linings of having no food in.
Not a
must
sponsor.
have been 1,000 jalapenos.
I get that personal pan. Did you complete
Yes.
the book it challenge?
What was that? Was that?
Very nice.
Was that a Wall-E fart?
What? I have no
What the
idea.
hell was that? Holy shit!
Is that Bongino's feet?
Sounds like Jack
No.
Ruby's gun.
no,
That was an open crack shower fart right there. That's what that was.
Do we have?
Is that a third
I
assassination
don't think
attempt?
we have the speakers on. We have
Ugh,
some people
who
in the
stepped on a
studio. We have
duck?
the speakers
yeah,
on.
well, no, he put it up, but we got the speakers.
Oh, all right, okay, I can't
Yeah.
hear.
That's fine. They're having a
You know,
good
somebody
time.
step on a
They're having
duck?
laugh.
Yeah, hey, I don't know. Is Bongino? Are we getting Bongino or not? Because if not, I'm going to go to the next 7.
Go to the next thing. Go to the next thing.
I don't have
Go
his
to the
audio.
next
so
Oh,
we
right.
gotta
Then we have this
pass.
printed out. Let's go to. We do have a reload of what Donald Trump's going to do on day one, but let's mix it up. We have 7 plus 1 things Kamala will do when she loses. This is the second this week. 7 plus 1.
You forgot Stefan in the chamber.
All right, things. This is 7. They always forget one in the chamber. 7 plus 1 things Kamala will do when she loses tonight. Number 7, Nick DiPaolo.
Report Tim Walz to the DHS as a Chinese spy.
Oh, that seems vindictive.
Doing her civic duty.
Yes.
That's right.
And number 6.
Big fag.
Number 6 things Kamala will do when she loses tonight. Finally find her dad's pack of cigarettes.
Oh.
That one's out
Well,
of line.
I missed that one.
He'll come back.
7 plus 1 things Kamala will do when she
Count
loses
on.
tonight. Number 5, Gerald Morgan.
Admit to the world that her stepdaughter really creeps her out.
Well, she saw Orphan. She saw Orphan.
Sleeps with the doors locked. Yes.
That
Number
girl's
4
hot.
things Kamala will do when she loses. Put on a sari. That's a traditional Indian garb. Put on a sari and attempt to convince J.D. Vance she's his wife. Job security.
Yeah, man. I'm your wife.
Number 3.
Nailed it.
Number 3, Josh.
Shut up, Josh.
Go back to being from a middle class family.
Oh, there we go.
This one is right up. 7 plus 1 things Kamala will do when she loses tonight. Number 2, Nick DiPaolo.
Finally get that vaginal rejuvenation surgery. She's earned it.
She's put in the hours.
Wow.
She's
I
put in
agree.
the hours.
Man, she took the NBA
Okay.
West.
You know what they
And the
say?
number 1, what?
Dude looks like a lady.
Hey. They do say that. Number 1 thing she'll do is throw a glass vase and utter into the broken mirror that she can't hear the joy anymore.
Oh, no.
I could see that one.
And the plus 1, that plus 1 thing that come on here. Well, then when she loses tonight, well, this one seems obvious. Panic fellatio. That has been.
That is the best kind, by the way.
You forgot Stefan in the chamber.
I tell my wife there's a category 4 coming. It's the best blowjob you'll ever get.
What's next? An emergency pregnancy?
I have no idea. Do we
Panic
want
fellatio.
to check in with people?
So we have Devin Nunes at Mar-a-Lago if we want to check in with Devin, CEO
Okay.
of True Social.
we want to check in with
Yeah.
them?
Let's check in with Devin.
Just don't ask me.
After that segment.
Listen, the
God,
way
you
that
tell
I'm
me because I
saying,
can't see who's on.
I'm saying this because I've gotten screwed over the last 5 minutes on calling people being ready.
Well, you're about to get screwed again. You got to give me a couple seconds.
It's in the chat.
I just did a fucking 7 plus 1.
Hey, guys.
That's true. He's right.
Show runs like a Swiss
we have people
watch.
coming in from CNN and Fox News. Let's keep it to an NC-17.
We got Jake Tapper's sister on line 3.
Oh, look.
Tapper.
Chris,
Oh,
you
my
got
God.
Wallace. You got Wallace on CNN acting like he doesn't hate his life. This guy couldn't cut it at Fox News, couldn't cut it on CNN, so he went to CNN subscription service.
Yeah, that lasted.
And then they have him on every now and like, I don't know, it's late at night. Throw on Wall.
Now he
Wallace,
washes
tells the
Geraldo's
difference.
pool. Why is it?
Can you get a skinnier tie knot?
Yeah.
And right now they're looking at Michigan. Right now, only 23% of the. Oh, that's heartening to know that about Michigan. Were you saying that we have?
23%.
That's too close. I don't like it.
Yeah, but it's
They have the work ethic of an auto worker.
I don't like it.
All right. Pretty
I don't
soon
like it.
we're gonna need to go to an actual break,
All right.
not a 2-minute break where I eat some saltines.
I've got Devin.
Salty.
Devin Nunez.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Right now on the line we have from Mar-a-Lago. You said?
Yeah, he's at Mar-a-Lago.
I hope it's better Wi-Fi than Bolsonaro.
We'll see.
Devin Nunez. There you go. There's Mr. Nunez, who didn't put it in horizontal mode. How are you, sir? Can you see me and hear me?
You want it in horizontal mode? There you go. How's that?
Hey, why does your,
no!
why does your Wi-Fi
There we go,
work?
there we go.
And Bolsonaro was in Mar-a-Lago, and it didn't work at all. Yours is clear as a bell.
I have better Wi-Fi, man. I used to chair the intelligence committee.
That's right.
Dumb question. Devin, let me ask you this. What's the vibe there? What are you feeling, straight shot for people out there and you guys in the know? Because we know that you have access to internal polls that a lot of people don't. What's the feeling?
Yeah, look, I think it's a kind of chicken shit that they haven't called Georgia. Georgia's been done for 2 hours. North Carolina looks like it's in good shape. And, you just have to look across the board. I mean, Trump's well positioned to win this thing.
Yeah.
Yet you have all the fake news channels that just aren't calling it. And look, we've still got to get all the votes in, but it seems really weird that they're not calling North Carolina or Georgia at this point.
Well, some places did call North Carolina. We were holding on North Carolina because we're still holding on Virginia because they called Virginia with way too early. And by the way, called it some of these places before they called Louisiana, if you can believe it. We are getting
Sign.
Yeah, we are getting close here to looking at Georgia too. Actually, as soon as we're done with this call, I'm going to go take a break and speak with our decision desk, the better decision desk.
Yeah, right.
So it seems like Georgia is pretty much. Like you said, you don't want to count chickens before they hatch, but do you guys have some other data on Georgia where, compared to recent elections, it's one that should be called?
Yeah, look, and even people from the outside that I used to know, even Democrats that I know, have said that Georgia's done. It's cooked. So, I think the fake news is trying to push this out. Now, look, it doesn't mean he's still got to break through the blue wall, and we still have Arizona to come in. But I like where President Trump is at right now. Biggest political comeback in modern history, if not the history of the country.
I can say unequivocally that Donald Trump winning tonight would be the biggest political comeback in the history of the country. I think that's pretty safe to say, honestly. Because all the other guys, they only got shot. He got shot, and he did a whole lot more. So you could definitely put him in that conversation. What are you most excited about, Devin? As far as another 4 years. And I know Section 230 has been really close, near and dear to you. But what gets you out of bed in the morning?
The main thing that has to be done, and look, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, right? Arizona's still to come in.
Sure.
But I think the Department of Justice, and you guys have done a good job covering this on your show when you guys aren't kind of screwing around and joking. But when you actually are talking about substance on your show,
Never.
Come
Come on.
the Department of Justice, they got to bring a whole team in there and fix that stuff. Because I think if you fix that, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to fix the rest of the government.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Is there anyone who we could expect you think would be fired day one in Department of Justice?
Well, they all need to go. Obviously,
Right.
I just think Trump would need to bring in, it takes, you can't just put one guy in there and leave him to the wolves. I think that was one of the problems last time. You got to bring in a whole team.
Right.
I think that's the key.
Yeah. Well,
Like when I say a team, you got to bring in 25 people and clean the place out.
right. Is that something where you would hope to maybe be playing a role yourself there, Devin?
Well, thank God I'm not a lawyer, so I will not have to do that.
Okay.
You have to actually have a law degree. I play a lawyer and, have dealt with lawyers my whole life, but not something that I would do, but I just think it's the most important issue.
Well, I'm going to go back to and speak with our data analyst here because I don't know if you know this is the #1 stream in the world right now online. We've been making some calls that other people are afraid to make, and we've been holding back on some calls too because we have a little bit of granularity there. We're going, we might want to wait for some context.
Yeah.
And I would watch, Carrie Lake is a friend of your show, Steve.
She's going to be on later tonight.
And I think she has a good shot to win. I really do. I'm feeling like she could upset, and nobody has given her a shot to win in the kind of the elite class, and that would be a hell of a victory if she can pull it off.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's closer than a lot of people are giving it credit for. It's not one that I would make a call on right now, of course, because Arizona takes, I think, 4 months to give the final results. But I do believe she's going to.
The only thing worse than the only thing that you'll have to wait for longer, it's just it doesn't really matter, will be California.
Yes.
We'll know California results by about Thanksgiving. Everybody will be like getting ready to cook their turkeys and having a cocktail. And,
Jeez.
and they'll call California.
No dub.
Although this year I'm smoking a turkey, so we'll see how that goes. My first year smoking a turkey. I'm pretty excited about it, but I know you can't do it from frozen or you'll explode your smoker. You have a
Down
question
in
there,
hell.
I
Joe?
was going to say, Devin, hey, just feel free if anything's going on down there that you want us to get out, just text us. And also, thanks for the wine. He sent me some wine.
Really?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Oh,
What was it, cold duck?
No, it's good wine. Not this box wine crap I hear I have to taste later.
yeah, you do. That's all we have.
Yes, don't forget about that, please, Stephen,
No,
because
please
it's very
forget
important
about
to me
that. Devin,
that
come
he
on,
does
help me
the
out
box
here.
wine taste test.
Yes, it is. We will do the box wine taste test. All right, Devin, if you want to leave our viewers with what is it that you want to say in closing here? If there's one thing you want people watching to take away.
Look, I just think this is another just big miss by the fake news, the fake polling. They ran that whole scheme over the weekend with Iowa, that Iowa was, Harris was up by 3 points in Iowa. And I just said sometimes this stuff just takes common sense, right? If Kamala Harris was within 3 or 4 points, if she was behind by 3 or 4 points in a poll, they would have sent in every single surrogate. They would have sent in, the damn Governor Walz from the state right above Iowa. I mean, why wouldn't he have gone to Iowa? So, they just they run these disinformation campaigns. And I think the big losers are these pollsters that went along with it.
Yep.
And look, I think overall, if you take a look at it, a lot of the polls got it right. These are going to be close races, but most of them had Trump slightly ahead. And it looks like right now that's what's Trump's going to win these tight races by anywhere from 2 to 5 points.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be.
And I think you're right about Virginia. They called Virginia just way too early. I don't know that we get there in Virginia, but it's definitely close.
Well, if it's close, like we said, if it's anywhere 5 points or under, then that is a very significant indicator as to where the momentum is going for the rest of the country. You don't have to win them. Just look at those numbers and those margins that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. And that, by the way, that you just mentioned Iowa and you just mentioned some of these states. We actually have to go make some more state calls. So, Devin Nunes, we appreciate it, brother. Please check back in later.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Devin Nunes, everybody.
All right. Thanks.
That guy's great.
He is great. And we do have some state calls to make right now. Right, officially, Gerald, we have 17 electoral votes. This is not a surprise, but it is being called officially right now here. Ohio for Donald Trump.
That's a good one.
Hey, there we go. All right.
And then another one, because we were talking about this, remember, where they were saying, oh, actually, right now, it looks like Kamala might win Iowa. We are actually officially calling Iowa with 6 electoral college votes for Donald Trump.
All right, I can talk about that this week.
Turns out Miss Register was full of crap.
Oh, but she's got the most accurate polling, Steven.
As people said, she's got the most accurate
Seltzer,
polling.
whatever her name is.
I watched CNN yesterday in a fever dream where they're going, and now what we're seeing with Iowa being so close, it's telling you that women are coming out in record numbers, and they just don't like what Donald Trump is selling. Really? Really? And again, that's the lie. The left lied to their people as though Kamala Harris had a snowball's chance in hell in Iowa. We're not going to do that with you guys in California or New York.
Or they only polled women because the men were working on the field or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
They were at their jobs or doing something important.
They were tilling the cornfields.
Yeah,
you
that's
till
what they,
cornfields or
I
do
don't
you
know.
plow?
They till it, sure, why not?
You plow women, you
I don't know.
You till
I don't know exactly, but I do know this. We're going to take a brief, the first actual break of the night. We're going to come back, so don't. And the reason I'm going to take this break is I'm going to go back and speak with our data analysts and go through some interesting numbers that we're seeing here and see if there are some calls that we might feel comfortable making where some other people are holding out. So stay with us. We'll be right back and let everyone know this is the place to be as we start getting into those states that are in contention.
Truth Social, a free speech platform designed to avoid big tech censorship. Make your voice heard. Join the movement. Join Truth Social.
Some people say radio is a dead medium. Those people just haven't heard of Sirius XM Howard 100.
Was McDonald's fun at all, or is it just a drag?
Where the one and only Howard Stern raises the bar for entertainment.
I don't want you being made fun of. You can't go to a therapist.
Pay for the opinions you need to hear and tune into SiriusXM Channel Howard 100 for only $9.99 a month. Sign up and join the movement today.
Protests continue across the country this evening, and we want you to know, of course, that though there are some individual protesters who are agitated, it is not the norm. These protests are largely peaceful. Many people look back at the demonstrations at Selma and wonder, what would I have done? Would I have marched across that bridge? Or would I be standing on the other side? Well, I have an answer for you. And my answer is a question. What are you doing now? Now, Tanya, how would you describe the attitude on the ground there? We go now live to our woman in the field, Tanya Franks. Tanya?
Well, Chris, first I want to say that was inspiring. Not many today have the courage to say what you just did. Your wife is a lucky woman.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, Tanya. And might I say you look positively dishy this evening.
Well, as far as the attitude on the ground, you know, folks are entirely peaceful, but far from happy. Just imagine if every day when you left home, you didn't know whether you'd be coming back.
Black power!
You might be a little upset, too.
Well, Tanya, in my line of work, that's always a possibility, but I know that many in the audience might not understand what that's like. No. Tanya, was that a man on fire?
Hard to tell with the flames, Chris. Might have been a really muscular lady.
So, Tanya, what are the people on the ground saying there?
Yeah, we gonna burn this motherfucker down, 313, bitch.
That's right, CBS is open for business, y'all. Take what you need, motherfuckers.
A fitting tribute to the memory of George Floyd, Chris.
Yeah. Yo, who that?
Yo, that's a motherfucker with a grill.
Charged evening, to be certain. Now, some people are asking, why is this happening now? Haven't things gotten better? But there are still persistent and pervasive inequities in this country, and these protests are a reaction to that. And aside from a string of isolated incidents, very small, things have been pretty peaceful, very tame. Any final thoughts, Tanya? Oh, hello, sir. What's your name? I'm sorry, that was unfair. Allow me to reframe the question, good sir. Where, might I ask, is Tanya?
Oh, she dead? Oh. Yo, I got an Apple Watch, dog. Yeah.
The language of the unheard. We'll be right back.
Tonight on No Cops. Stay tuned for more No Cops. Steven.
And the masters of the internet. I am Crowder, Prince of Utopia, defender of the secrets of Castle Mug Club. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held my hand-etched mug and said, by the power of Mug Club, I have the power! And I became Steven, the most powerful conservative on YouTube. Together we defend Castle Mug Club from the evil forces of censorship. Steven.
What better way to wake up than to the sound of your favorite local radio personalities? Clock radios can make it happen. Clock radios tell the time and play music all at once. I know what you're thinking. I have a phone for that. Well, for a limited time, if you order using our promo code, we'll throw in a cordless home phone absolutely full price. Just go to imdb.com and type in promo code radio2003 today. That's imdb.com, promo code radio2003. Clock radios. It's time.
Good afternoon. Good to see you all. I'm the President's press secretary. I was going to say secretary, but
than a girl trying to do this?
Does this administration believe, does this president believe slavery was wrong?
Does he believe slavery was... Of course he believes slavery was wrong. Jim Crow, however, that's a different story. I mean, that was well thought out. You ever see Jim Crow, the guy it's based on? Looks like a point guard for a WNBA team. Of course slavery was wrong. Nobody wants to work for free. And can we debunk the myth that they built the country? I'm of Italian descent. My grandfather and grandmother built the country. They had a hand in it. The blacks did too. But I'm just saying, I'm tired of that. We built this place. And they say they're from kings and queens. That's their culture. Yeah, Burger King and Dairy Queen. That was a little joke. Don't get upset. I know that was a little edgy. But, am I not going to say that when I just thought of it?
Want to give this to Biden if you see him? Part of his hip.
It was just an above-average day at the White House when your favorite president was catching up on the news. When suddenly, oh, Mr. President, there's a deadly virus from China taking American lives. Oh, China, gross. This sounds like a job for Super Trump.
Oh, Super Trump, oh no.
Bad.
Oh.
Pow.
No, arigato.
Boobs. But then the worst possible thing happened. Oh no, I've been infected with the deadly China virus from China. Gross. So the very strong, heroic Super Trump went to the hospital. Some even thought the China virus had defeated him. But on the third day, he rose from Walter Reed, and the China virus cried like a little infectious bitch. Oh, and the Cuomo brothers too. So Super Trump knocked them unconscious, bravo, and threw them all the way to the planet Mars.
I'm slightly confused.
Super Trump!
Rock'em Sock'em Rabbis. Oh boy.
Rock'em Sock'em Rabbis.
Boom, right in the kipper.
Press the buttons. Move the joystick thingies. Knock his kipper to the floor.
Right in the rhythm.
You're the winner.
He's just like me. Best 2 out of 3. Dad, you're my best friend.
Rock'em Sock'em Rabbis by Milton Bradsky.
Remember simpler.
Hey.
Hey, sorry, that was quick.
Here we go. So we've got, we'll do some state calls here if you want to really quickly. I've got 2 that we can go to. Do you want to do that? All right. So.
Run it. Which ones?
I've got, well, I can't say it on air.
Oh, dirt.
Neither.
Okay, neither one of them. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Do the state call thing. All right, California's 54 electoral votes going to Kamala Harris, of course. Come on, what did you think it was going to be? Yeah. The nobody cares electoral votes. Fine. Trump wins Idaho's 4 electoral votes. There you go. That's more positive momentum. These are all kind of, things that we thought were going to happen.
Wait a minute. You told me we didn't.
Wait. What?
I'm having a good time, California can go get tonight by a migrant. Oh, I hope it really stings. I'm gonna go. There's no stopping me.
Well, that guy just keeps going. Yeah, absolutely. So California will be updated there. We got Idaho updated. Fantastic. We got Alex Jones coming on the show in just about 2 minutes. We've changed shirts here. Got the Trump Vance 24. Don't worry, we have another shirt for when Donald Trump is declared the victor. So make sure about that. And we've got some undercover stuff, guys. So thank you very much for helping us out by submitting your stuff in any way possible. The DDS attack continues 5 hours later. It's a record, apparently. But our team is diligently working on it. It's not their fault.
I've called all my cousins.
You
They
called
say-
all
they
of your
swear
cousins?
It's not them.
I don't know. But LWC tips at protonmail.com. Please make sure that you're still sending stuff in. We have a few things we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. All right, so we have to retract the Idaho call. Okay, fantastic. Retracted. Polls haven't closed yet. That's my apology. It was a missed opportunity. We'll do it again in a minute.
Idaho or was it Iowa?
Idaho.
Wait, did I call Idaho or Iowa?
You called Iowa right. They gave me Idaho to call, but we have to kind of pull it back because I guess the polls haven't closed yet. Maybe it's another minute. So I apologize for that. We'll call that whenever the polls actually close in Idaho. But we do have Alex Jones coming in 1 minute here for you.
Okay, but before that, sorry guys, I do have some saltine crackers here because fever's just creeping up. It's like trying to not let an engine overheat. So I just took some fever reducers. I was like, okay, let me bring it down. We do have some undercover videos. We do have some videos on the ground right now in relation to Gerald. If you want to go out and talk with him, 1 second. You know what? Hey, there's Bill.
Hello.
We have Alex Jones in just 1 minute.
Sorry, I was eating saltines. The fever's
delicious.
Past low grade. It's getting there.
You need
It's
popsicles.
trying to get you. Yeah, popsicles.
Popsicles, applesauce, and there's 3 things. Damn it.
What doesn't help if I don't have the third thing?
I think it's bourbon. Is that
no,
all right?
I'm not doing that yet.
What the hell was it?
One
I
thing,
gotcha.
we're looking into some numbers here that are pretty damn interesting. I think my suspicions, not going to make any official calls, were likely correct as it relates to Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and some of the swings that we're seeing. And if we can apply that, we're going to cross-reference it with some other counties that have already been called, not necessarily in swing states, but in states that have already been called. So we can look at some definitive patterns and see that it may be the reason this election plays out the way that it will in swing states like Pennsylvania. So before we get to that, though,
Can I ask you a question, Stephen? Because when you do that, you cross-reference. Is that because the demographics are similar? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
In other words, I'm going to look at some demographics here that we're looking at right now and see, okay, if there was some major trends in these counties where we saw some significant swings, and we saw them in places not only in Florida, but if that seems to check out consistently with places like New York, places that have already been called. In other words, I'm not talking about counties that Donald Trump wins, but if certain demographics have been swinging consistently with a pattern, that'll give us some interesting projections that we can make that other people are not going to be willing to make because they would consider it racist.
Are there states with a lot of Jews and Cubans other than Florida?
Well, certainly a lot of states with a lot of Jewish votes, and if you're seeing enough of those right now, what may be the theme of this election, and I'm just telling people that there may be something there, is enough Jewish voters peeling off from the Democrat base, and enough Hispanics may be peeling off, and that may determine some counties in these swing states.
I see.
Because a lot of people are afraid, based on certain areas that may be heavily Kamala not reporting yet, but we're seeing some numbers play out remarkably consistently right now, but I want to double check it before I...
Can you imagine if the media took as much time and care as you did?
No, I can't imagine it because they've not done it since I've been alive.
A fantasy.
Look, you and me,
Rhetorical
comedians
question.
tonight doing this, and a half-Asian lawyer who's basically also become a comedian, which makes me feel really good about my legal futures.
First of all, sense of humor is a function of intelligence.
How's this person going to get everything? I was making dick jokes, the local chuckle hut.
Hey, you know, juries love dick jokes.
It's true, they do.
Yeah, they do.
You would
They
be
do.
surprised. Yeah, I've been in enough rooms now where I'm like, oh, it just comes down to whether they like the lawyer.
Yes.
So
That's true of sales and anything else.
It's true of anything else. So right now, we do have an update right now. Noodles, Toolman, before we get to Alex Jones, in DeKalb County, I do believe that we have a video here. So let's go to our electoral integrity map if we can. I know we have writers there right now, but the electoral integrity map, you guys can use it. Electionintegritymap.com. I keep saying electoral because it's all of the above. Electionintegritymap.com. Go and you can follow along with us. We are hearing some reports in 2 places right now, DeKalb County and in Philly. And I believe we have video for both of these. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong or if it's just images. But in DeKalb County, what we are hearing right now is, well, I guess we have a librarian right now with an exclusive reporting on some of those bomb threats that we heard about in DeKalb County. So let's go to Georgia right now on the election integrity map. And I believe that if we go to DeKalb County, after we're going to see right now. And Lane the Brain can let me know if I'm getting anything wrong here because these reports are coming in, obviously, and they're fluid. Do you have the video there, Noodles?
I have the video, yeah. The more info button's not working at the moment, but we'll take the video.
God love DDoS attacks. So we can do it for you live, but because of the DDoS attacks, it's taking a little bit of time to update. We do have a video exclusive right now from a librarian on these bomb threats that other people have talked about. Let's watch. No, that's not a librarian.
Mess up the vote, but I've been doing it since 2006, and I've never seen anything like it. This is the first time since 2006 that I've ever had to leave this.
Okay.
One moment, let's fix. Is that the end of that?
Did that audio get censored, or
did the audio get censored,
or was it continue? Was it still playing?
Let me try one more time here. Sorry.
All right, let's bring this back.
Scared, so we all had to leave around 5:30.
It's very, very low.
Like trying to mess up the vote, but
I can hear.
I've been doing it since 2006, and I've never seen anything like it. This is the first time since 2006 that I've ever had to leave this.
Oh.
Where?
It looked like
it's
cutting out.
freezing for some reason.
Yeah. Guys, send me the clip and I'll play it. We can play the Philly clip.
Crackers.
That's
99.8, you sons of bitches.
I put the camera on
I can
us.
understand it. He sounds just like my mom. Just go ahead and play the next clip.
All right.
I haven't eaten dinner. I'm eating saltine crackers. It's my one respite. And you guys gotta me with the saltine crackers.
All right, here, I can set this up. Philly, an undercover journalist following ballots showing...
we're just going to a different one.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that while your mouth is full of
DeKalb County,
saltine? I mean, I can just...
Hold on.
I will wait until you're done chewing.
How about this? Tell us a story about, something with your,
I'm worried about the bomb threats in Georgia.
Well, hold on, keep talking. You two talk amongst yourselves.
I said I'm worried about
I can't eat. It's like sandpaper.
I'm worried.
Who saltine crackers for a fever, for God's sake?
Bring the guy some milk.
I've never heard such
He
a
needs
thing.
some milk.
Crackers for a fever. What are you, a parrot?
I mean, this is like an old wives' tale. It's like some Czechoslovakian great grandmas are like, we told them, and then they ate the crackers. What fucking morons!
Hey, I got a spoonful of cinnamon for you next.
I love that he can't even respond right now because he's got cement in his
You're
mouth.
the kind of prick who would tell me it's cinnamon, but make it even worse with like cayenne pepper.
Put some potato slices on your forehead like my grandmother did.
Exactly. Well, pretty soon you'll be putting coins over my eyes.
There's bomb threats in Georgia. I'm worried. My wife's drinking and dialing. I left her a list on the refrigerator what to do.
Okay, so we'll go back to that video, but right now I guess we have this from Philly. We do have an undercover journalist who's been following ballots and has been showing the lack of security that is going on right now in Philadelphia.
That's
so
right.
This we do have, and you do have the video.
I have the
with
video.
audio.
I'm gonna
All right.
play it.
This is My Club Undercover. So those are the ballots in that wagon? Yeah, it looks like Michael Myers.
Yeah, what is that?
That looks like Michael Myers carrying ballots.
This looks like a friendly evening picnic.
Yeah, visual representation of safe and secure.
The most secure election of our lifetime. Hey, I got some papers over here.
Hey, who ordered the oranges?
Yeah, you know what? I guess I'm going to take him to the literal wrong side of the tracks.
They're not even letting him in. They're closing the gate on him. They're like, no.
I'm going to make a prediction. The left's going to say it was right-wing people doing it.
Yeah.
Anywhere they're losing, they're going to pull the shit.
They don't even
blame
know.
it.
They don't even know. They're like, wait, we got to let him in? Hey, you expecting some ballots over here? That's some guy who says he's got ballots. No, ballots. I don't know. He says he didn't order a gym. Not ballies, you smug prick. Ballots.
He's jacked up anyway.
Yeah, leave it next to the Trader Vic's. I don't know, I'm just going with 80s references that don't exist anymore.
That's what we knew. Wait. So they're walking the cooler. Where are they going with them?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems
Where's
like
the
they're
rest of them?
going
We need the
to
rest of
walk them to a quarry or a shallow grave.
Are you sure those are ballots, not somebody's head?
Yeah, well, at this point, it could be one and the same.
It's Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I got a head, I got some ballots. Which one do you want to dump first?
Well, last year they said it was film equipment.
That's right. They said it was film equipment.
They're going to blame these bomb threats in Georgia on, they're going to do that, right? Anywhere having trouble, they're going to blame it on the right.
Well, they blamed it on the right. They blamed it on the right wing. They blamed the assassination attempts. Remember, like, you're doing this to try and plump up your numbers.
Yeah.
What?
Then
What are
they
you
said it
talking
was Iran. It's like, pick a fucking...
Yeah, I know.
Pick a straw man,
Which
you jerk
enemy
off.
would you like it to be?
Let's go. Do we have the video with the audio from DeKalb County, or are we still having issues with the audio there? It was a librarian talking about the bomb threats. Yeah?
They're subtitling it and exporting it now.
Okay, good. So we can have that exclusively. Now, here's something that I wanted to highlight to you guys, because we talked about those numbers, right? Let me give you the general number swing, okay, in Florida. We talked about this from 2020 to 2024. Okay, Miami-Dade was an 18-point swing, right? And this, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was an 18 percentage point swing that we saw. Not 18,000 votes, 18 points. Okay, Broward, we saw a 13-point swing. Palm Beach, we saw a 12-point swing. Now, we know it's Florida, so a lot of Hispanics. But Miami-Dade has 123,000 Jewish citizens. Broward has 149,000 Jewish citizens. Palm Beach has 134,000 Jewish citizens. So we're looking at, look, Miami-Dade, 123,000 Jews, an 18-point swing.
I think we get a Jew
Broward,
problem.
we have 149,000, a 13-point swing. Palm Beach, we have 134,000 Jews. We have a 12-point swing. That is something that is significant because Florida it was a swing state. You may not remember. People used to stay up for Florida, right? People used to stay up for Florida because it was such a swing state. We're looking at right now potentially a win from Donald Trump by 1 million votes. I don't know if that's still holding true. Let's have Mission Control get me those numbers. But certainly a much, much larger margin. We were wondering before this election how many Jews were going to be pissed off with the Democrat Party because of what they see with the rhetoric out of, not only Kamala Harris, who ran 2 competing ads, by the way, in Pennsylvania, I believe, or was it Minnesota, where she ran one for the terrorist sympathizers, and then she ran one for the Jewish citizens. 123,000 in Miami-Dade. Can someone give me the total number, too, of people in Miami-Dade?
6 million.
An 18-point swing. This is significant. We haven't seen huge changes, right, with other numbers. In other words, we're not seeing something else that sticks out like a sore thumb, but we are seeing an 18-point swing, which suggests that if Donald Trump is peeling off the Jewish vote by just a few percentage points, hey, that might be the reason for it. So then you can look at places like New York. We're going to look at some of the swings that we're seeing, by the way. So let's look at New York. I asked them to cross-reference this on a hunch, and they are cross-referencing this. So 2020 to 2024, the county swing that we see in Brooklyn, 11.6. Manhattan, 10.7, a swing to Donald Trump. Queens, 21. Okay, let's do those numbers again. New York, Brooklyn, 542,000 Jewish votes. We saw an 11.6 swing. Manhattan, 356,000 Jewish votes. That sounds low. We saw a 10.7-point swing. Queens, 150,000 votes. We saw a 21-point swing. So at the very least, what we are seeing is that the Jewish vote is quite consequential in these areas. The reason I'm using New York, it doesn't have to be a swing state at this point, is because we can compare the numbers that we're seeing in Florida. And I know this because I've been here. Keep in mind, I've been here since 2016 calling every single election with you guys. And if there's an anomaly that is that significant outside of the margins, you have to say, okay, what has changed? Now, for example, if you saw a demographic change of that municipality where you saw a 40-point change, a 40-point swing of, well, now you actually have 40% more, let's say, Hispanics, or let's say it's gone 40% from white, let's say 60% white to now being 30% white. But that's not what we're seeing. We are seeing relatively stable populations as far as the makeup of the demographics and a huge Jewish vote in these areas.
Yeah.
So if you were to apply that to certain counties, for example, in Pennsylvania, that might give you a good idea as to how those votes could turn out. Not calling it yet, but I want to apply this and look at those counties in Pennsylvania where it's very consequential. We have 800,000 Jewish voters in Pennsylvania. He doesn't need to win. Donald Trump doesn't need to win the Jewish vote. He just needs to peel off enough. Let me rattle these off to you again so you have them all at one time. Miami-Dade, 123,000 Jews. We have an 18-point swing. Broward County in Florida, 149,000 Jews. We have a 13-point swing. Palm Beach, 134,000 Jewish Americans, a 12-point swing. Let's look at Brooklyn, 542,000 Jews. We have an 11.6-point swing. Manhattan, 356,000 Jewish citizens, a 10.7-point swing, 10.7% swing. Queens, 150,000, a 21-point swing to Donald Trump. Not saying he's winning it. I'm talking about that swing. Are you guys seeing a trend? It's one that we're going to watch. It's one that people talked about, but you don't hear CNN and you don't hear mainstream outlets because, hey, let me tell you the truth about this. It would either be an ethnic reason, right? Because Jews can be an ethnicity. They can be ethnic Jews or they can be religious Jews. It would either be an ethnic reason, right, as a demographic that has shifted, or an ideological one, right, a religious motivation for these changing. If we are going to see these patterns, and we're seeing them pretty consistently in heavily Jewish areas, I think it's incredibly interesting, and it's something that I have some people out there analyzing right now, because that would be certainly pivotal in Pennsylvania.
Good news here, and that's 100% true. Good news here, we are going to call something. This is going to be our call, right? So this is our call on Georgia.
Oh, wait, well, then hold on a second. It's time for a state call. And what I just heard you say the word
Georgia.
Georgia, we are officially, this is the first place, I believe.
First place. Again, this is our call. We have enough information right now to project our call that Georgia, not the official from Reuters yet, hasn't been called yet, but we're calling as LWC, Georgia for Donald Trump.
We are calling Georgia right now. Tell everybody, for Donald Trump.
I'm having a good time, having a good time. Georgia voting Trump is on my mind. Chuck and Stacy, even Ray Charles can see. CNN can go straight themselves, but they like it. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me.
And
yeah, baby.
Just so you know, this is the first place to do it. Share this on social. Let people know we feel confident in it. You can hold us to this, Georgia. We're doing the opposite of Brett Baer because we're looking at some trends that we see that I know legacy media sees, but they're too nutless to make the call. Yeah. Share it, social. Let everyone know that we are making calls and we are disputing calls here because of the wonderful team that we have out there. And you know what? When I went out, I said, what are you more confident in, North Carolina or Georgia? Before I left, I said, we feel North Carolina. I asked them to look into a couple of numbers in Georgia, and I have full confidence in them. Just call Georgia for Donald Trump. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal, and it's interesting. And we had that call just a couple of minutes ago, kind of when you started talking about the Jewish vote. So waited to the end of that. That's how far ahead of CNN we are.
Right.
And to Devin's point, why are they not calling it? They've had the information to be able to, kind of make that call the same way that we did, basically saying like, hey, according to our projections, based on the data that we're seeing, they still have that kind of legal maneuverability, so to say, because it hasn't officially been called yet, right?
Right. They're afraid because you give them that one and then Trump gets another, and the Dems are going to go to bed early.
Yep.
And they don't want that.
You're absolutely
That's true.
Well, look, if
Keep
we have
them hanging in there.
We have Georgia, and
Keep them
then
guessing.
other places have called North Carolina. We still think there's some data there that gives us a little bit of pause. Very, very likely that he wins North Carolina. Virginia, we're still pouring through. Like I said, if I were a betting man, I would bet on Kamala Harris for Virginia. But there's some numbers there that we're going to be bringing to you that are interesting, to say the least. Right now, let's actually look at what they're covering on CNN. And I believe we have Alex Jones on to cross the streams in just a little bit. Let's see what this guy, who I imagine speaks like this.
No, don't ask me. On Friday to start our return board. That is our recount.
He does.
He
does.
That was accurate.
You got
how
him.
many we have and start counting those. And again, like I said, the overseas and military ballots, this will count.
Barney Frank's younger brother.
I
just came in and they put this lanyard on me. I guess it makes me official.
4,000 total.
Truman Capote.
Great uptime. All right, guys, back
Truman
to you. Allegheny
Capote.
County. Close
Right
to
now
the
they're
finish
saying
line here.
Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Too early to call.
Back to Jake
Not
Tapper and his
Georgia.
lopsided head.
Georgia's not too early to call. And it seems like some people don't believe that North Carolina is too early to call, but I'm glad that we said maybe it was. So they want to have all of those right there as too early to call. Pennsylvania,
For as
absolutely.
long as possible.
For as long as possible.
Guys, get the ballots over there. We got to call this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason that Pennsylvania wanted to give themselves some breathing room, I believe, of 2.5 years for them to count all the votes.
I think they're still counting 2020.
Yes, I think they're still counting 2020.
What a filthy state.
We may have Mr. Jones. Do we have? I'm going to ask the question. Do we have Mr.
It looks like
Jones?
he is in the chair, and I think we can.
He
bring
is
him in.
confirmed, yes.
All right, let's go with the OG, the man who many of you have been waiting to see on this stream, and a good friend of the show, Mr. Alex Jones.
To be alive, well, do you think Trump's gonna clinch it?
Good Lord, Alex, we had a whole stinger for you, and we were giving you the introduction, and then you were already talking. So I'm sorry, but Alex Jones, of course, people can go and support Alex and watch the stream. What was it you were asking? We were a little showmanship.
I didn't know about the showmanship. I've been sitting here waiting to get on. Hey, start it over. I want to see the stinger. I want a stinger.
You
start
can't
over.
see the stinger. It's
Steven
been done.
Crowder.
Once a stinger,
great.
always a stinger. But you do look
awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Did you lose weight?
How
or
many
what?
more pounds did you lose since I last saw you? It was like 48 minutes ago.
I've lost, in the last 70 days, I've lost 34 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Good for you. I lost 8 pounds in 12 hours, but that's because I apparently ingested a portion of Satan. I ingested the 6th ring of hell. So we're just trying to keep the engine from overheating tonight. Just trying to keep my fever under 100, 101. Otherwise, I'll be going to the hospital. I don't know if you just saw, we just called Georgia. This is the first, we're the first place to call it, the state. Georgia, pretty damn confident in that. What is it that you're seeing, and what is it you're feeling tonight, Alex? Or if there's any insight you can give us.
I mean, it's been very close a few hours ago. Talk about a nail biter, and I think Pennsylvania is, obviously very close to going for Trump, despite all the fraud and stuff we've seen. If Trump wins, which I think it's looking more and more like he will, if you look at the electoral map. We are going to see a meltdown like we've never seen. The top Democrat strategists have been talking about civil war conditions, not certifying the vote. Carville's been talking about armed uprisings because Trump's Hitler is going to come kill black men with no evidence. Whoopi Goldberg says he's going to ban interracial marriage. There are a lot of crazy people that believe the BS they've been fed. They also believe the Democrats when they say 2 men can have a baby. So World War III is on the table here. This is a referendum on that. Trump's got a lot better team around him right now to try to drain the swamp. They've promised to hold this up for weeks, but if it's a decisive victory tonight, I don't know. From the numbers we're seeing, like you just said with Georgia and other things that are happening in Pennsylvania, goes for Trump, then I think you look at the electoral map, that Trump could be declaring victory tonight.
Yeah.
I think there's a strong chance that it could be declaring victory tonight. We just went through some of these numbers here. I don't know if you were able to hear it, but I had a sneaking suspicion because we're looking at potentially a win. Can they confirm if it likely will be somewhere around 1 million votes in Florida? They're saying that it could be that much, but a huge – and, Alex, a lot of people, are newer to this, right? We have a lot of Gen Z viewers. They don't remember when Florida was a nail-biter, right? We'd stay up all night just to hear on Ohio and Florida. That's kind of taken for granted. And we look at the numbers where we saw a huge swing. So, for example, Miami-Dade, an 18-point swing toward Donald Trump. Broward, a 13-point swing. Palm Beach, 12 points. I looked at it and cross-referenced it with New York. Miami-Dade has 123,000 Jewish Americans. Broward, 149,000. 134,000 in Palm Beach. Then we looked in a state where Donald Trump lost. But we looked, for example, Brooklyn. We saw an 11.6% swing toward Donald Trump, 542,000 Jewish Americans. Manhattan, 10.7-point swing, 356,000 Jewish Americans. Queens, a 21-point swing, 150,000 Queens. I bet you'd also be pretty interested. A lot of Middle Eastern, a lot of Arab American who, by the way, are swinging toward Donald Trump. Not necessarily in a way that he's winning, but in a way where he's carving off some of those numbers. I think that may be the story of tonight, the Jewish American vote and the Hispanic vote, but we're seeing that kind of track, which... if so, we could apply to Pennsylvania. This is something that's obviously near and dear to you. Does that surprise you, or were you expecting that tonight?
A lot of people I really respect were looking at the numbers. Even Roger Stone, who's usually a big pessimist, said Trump could win tonight. And he said that on my show Sunday. And so, look, people have self-preservation in mind, common sense. Yeah. Harris is so detestable, so fake. Yeah. Walz, it's hard to pick somebody that would compliment her disgustingness, but they were actually able to find somebody that made it more gross. And so the system's been very, very arrogant. So, I'm not surprised that Trump's got a real shot at it to override the fraud. He had to make it over. We got to have a big red wave to make it over the blue seawall. And so a lot of people I respect were saying, no, it's going to happen. And then even Roger's like, no, I think Trump's going to win. And he's always been accurate. He told me in 2020, he said Trump's going to barely win, not as big a turnout. And he said because of the fraud, he'll lose, but don't tell anybody that. Right. He said that a month before, weeks before the day of.
Do you think that the suspicion that I have here might be correct, that we are seeing a significant portion of American Jews no longer in clear conscience being able to support the Democrat Party? Do you think this is just, again, right now a suspicion, but we're looking at different counties, that may have played a significant role, for example, in these huge swings, these districts where there are a lot of American Jews?
Yeah, I don't think that's speculation. We've already seen that swing in the polls. And so I think that's a game changer as well. But what I think you're seeing is just a political realignment with all these famous Democrats and liberals that have souls joining Trump. And I just think that the people get it. They can smell that, that there's no future with Harris, and, that Trump's not out to get him, and Trump doesn't want World War III. So absolutely. I mean, I think that's a big part of it. And like you said, he's, got all these Muslims endorsing him in Michigan. And I mean, people just are sick of the current power structure, but then they're going to try to block this. They're going to try to impeach him again. They've reportedly already drawn up articles of impeachment if he is, getting back into office. It looks like the Republicans are taking the Senate, expanding in the House. That's just as important. So if Trump does get in and has the trifecta, he better drain that swamp, and he better deliver. And he's being handed, as you know, an economy that's got fire coming out of the engine and smoke shooting out its ass. So this is a crazy-ass situation.
Is that good?
Yeah, can I want to see if I can, hey, Toolman, if we show this clip out of Georgia, will Alex be able to hear it?
I can do that, yeah.
Okay, so Alex, we have something breaking right now. You wouldn't be able to see it, but would you like to be here to hear? Let me set this up for you. Right now, this is some exclusive testimony video that we have that has gone through our team right now to vet it. So this is from someone named Devin. He went to go early vote in Georgia on the 21st of October, okay? They told him, oh, sorry, you were deceased in July of 2023. So he was allowed to take this photo of the screen, which you can see in the video, and he was given a provisional ballot, told that his vote may not go through, but you'll be registered for next time. And we actually have a clip right now that we can play. You won't be able to see it, but hear it.
Oh, I'll show it to you.
Okay, you'll be able to see it.
He will see it too.
Let's show it to Alex.
Hey, my name is Devin Hare, and I'm dead. I went to go early vote 21st of October and found out that I was deceased, and that was why it wouldn't work. I was listening to the podcast. Y'all were talking about, hey, we need to double check that we're registered to vote because there's strange things happening. I said, okay, I'll just go check it out on the website. I should be A-okay. My name does not come up. Show up the 21st, say, hey, here's my driver's license. They say, we can't find you in the system. Let's get you over to this other lady. She's got a computer. She's got all the back-end information. She can tell you what's going on. And she goes, hey, yeah, no, sorry about this, but you're dead. You are not alive anymore. And you have been since July of 2023. I would hope I'm still alive. And she said, yeah, it's just that system is not working. You're still alive everywhere else, but the voter registration side, you're not here. My official status for voter registration is canceled, and the reason is that I'm deceased. She said, your vote might not go through this year. As of today, my name is still not on the registration list, and it's not on the I voted list anywhere. So bravo, Harris County.
So there we go. And again, we can't, like we said, just like I couldn't confirm when we were doing the election, I believe we crossed streams in 2020, where I got a ballot to an old address in Michigan that was in process, along with, by the way, my relatives in Michigan who did vote where it said in process. The only confirmation that we have right now is a complete lack of confirmation. And to me, this is an example of, hey, Donald Trump may win this in spite of some shenanigans that are taking place. Does that surprise you at all with Georgia?
Let me add to that, because, it's confirmed reports in all the battleground states, and it's almost only happening to Republicans, just like MTG on my show 2 weeks ago said she's getting constituents saying the machines are flipping from straight Republican to straight Democrat. And then later it happened all over the country. They said, oh, it's just a glitch. It is happening. So that's confirmed. So they tried to deny all this 4 years ago. Now it's all out in the open. And then all over the country, it's being reported that Republicans that have been registered already voting are told there's a problem, or they're not on it, or sorry, you're not in the database. Here's a provisional. And so you kind of go to timeout. So there's all sorts of ways that they're doing this. But as you said, the shenanigans are out in the open. They had all these federal judges rule illegals can vote, stay on the rolls. The Texas Secretary of State said 5 weeks ago, you can vote with a non-citizen ID. Then the Supreme Court comes in and says about last Monday, to Virginia, okay, the illegals do have to come off the rolls. So people have been denying that, even though, James O'Keefe gets the footage of it happening. No, this is really going on. So regardless of what happens with this election, I believe Trump's about to win. That's what it looks like right now. It's been just the mask is off here. And so much the fraud did get caught. And a lot of states took off, just in the aggregate, millions and millions of dead people and illegals and crazy stuff. And as you know, Michigan, 500,000 people that weren't on the voter rolls and weren't voters and registered in the database, but they're just there and they get to still vote. Right. So this is wild. This is crazy.
Yeah. And even if, as we've called Georgia for Donald Trump, like you said, Michigan is one of those. We already know, look, like you just said, there were voter rolls that had some, I don't remember exactly if it was redundant votes or they had non-citizens or voter rolls that should have been purged that they didn't purge. Yeah. But we do know that at least one Chinese national voted, even though they weren't a citizen, got caught, but that vote still counts. To me, that's enough. In other words, if there are any names on those voter rolls that should not be allowed to vote, as far as I'm concerned, every single one of them counts as an illegal vote because we'd have no way to confirm. We only confirmed the one who was dumb enough to ask for his ballot back, and that vote will still count. I'm sure you covered that there in Michigan. Combine the two, I'm pissed.
But the good news is, I mean, remember, they just stonewalled 4 years ago, and the judges said, well, we can't look at it. You don't have standing. And the media went, oh, the judges found no fraud. No, no judge would look at it.
Right.
But the Republicans, under Trump's leadership, went from no coverage and looking at fraud to doing a great job with Laura Trump and people, and so now there's some real spotlights on this, and they've mitigated a lot of it, and so it's spectacular how people are being educated.
Yeah.
And Trump's up there saying, if I do get in, we're getting rid of these machines. How does France have 36 million people vote in one day on paper ballots, but we can't do it here? Remember, we almost always have the election the night or the day after. Right. Now we're told the new was weeks and weeks and weeks. So we're going to see some shenanigans. The deep state's not going to go away quietly. And this is certainly not a boring time to be alive. Or if Trump does get in the 76 days when he's president-elect, the leftists said they're going to just go crazy and cause all sorts of uprisings. And that if Trump tries to defend against it, well, he's Hitler. So this is definitely a very exciting and dangerous time.
Wait, do you mean to tell me that when you had a Romney who was heading up the Republican Party, that it was feckless and useless, and now that Donald Trump has been, we're actually seeing some headway being made as it relates to election fraud? That's not what you're telling me, is it, Alex?
It's what's happening, brother. And so this is the Great Awakening.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way we would lose is not engaging them, because even if they steal it, now they're even double caught. Right. I mean, at a sick level, I hope this doesn't happen, but from a Machiavellian position, if they steal this now, I mean, the Democratic Party in a couple of years will be outlawed in this country.
No,
I mean, they're like the Nazi party already at this point.
It should be.
Yeah, I think you're right. And hey, I do have a couple more questions for you, Alex. First, is that shirt velvet? Is that velvet?
No.
Or is it suede?
It looks nice either way.
It looks comfortable, yeah.
Is it velvet?
It's a velour.
No, it's not velvet. I don't own any velvet clothing.
Well, you should, because I always tell people, Alex Jones is far more cuddly than you would know. He's a sweetheart in real life, and if you drape that in some velour, I won't be able to keep my hands off you.
Whoa.
No,
And
I get it. I love it. Hey, Stephen, you've got like a brawny. You can be on a brawny package, like a lumberjack. You're a brawny man there, and I'm kind of, hey man, hey.
You got the Stephen's staying alive.
Easy.
Wait, hold on a second.
I mean,
hold on a second. Let me see this, Alex. Your
I'll
chest.
hear this every once in a while. Like you're wanting me to hear you.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. His chest literally grows like an arrow, saying, "Right here." It's an arrow.
That's what you want to look at.
Look at oh my God.
He's got a WWE voice.
Yes, he does.
He's got the physique.
And he has an actual arrow.
He's like a good-looking George the Animal Steel.
Donald Trump's going to win. I tell you what, brother.
George the Animal Steel.
Let me put my earpiece
Your
in.
body hair naturally grows like Zangief, for God's sake.
By the way, this is the least strange thing Alex Jones has ever done.
Yes, it is. Well, certainly on this stream.
This is going to go mega viral just for you, Steven.
You can't clip it on your skin, Alex. He's like, where do I clip? Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that. Alex,
nice.
If you got it, flaunt it. Show it off. You definitely,
I'm here to tell you, brother, Donald Trump's going to save this country and nothing's going to stop it.
Look at you. Good for you.
She looks
honestly
perfectly normal.
I thought it was velvet before you took off your shirt. I think it looks more velour-like now.
I've only lost 30-something pounds, 33, 40 pounds. I'm going down another 20 or 30, so I'll actually be in shape soon.
Yeah.
I'm still not in shape.
Alex, how are you doing that? Don't tell me eating right. I'm not going to buy that shit.
Well, I mean, I'm not taking Ozempic, if that's what you ask.
Oh, no. Nick is a big Ozempic fan.
I'm working out 7 days a week. It'll be announced soon. There's a big documentary film like for Netflix being made. And my buddy said, hey, man, why don't we get you a really good personal trainer, former Navy SEAL guy? I know the guy is for years. Oh, yeah, I love Sean. And he works for some other folks around here in town. We'll leave it at that. Let's just say he's been hanging out with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk all week. And so, they're like, and Joe kind of interceded and said, hey, you need to do this. You need to lose weight. And so kind of put with worked with some of his guys. And so I'm working out 7 days a week, peer pressure with a former Navy SEAL drill sergeant, literally he's Navy SEAL training at the Navy SEAL base.
Wow.
He's nice about it, but he makes me, I mean, I was in terrible shape, probably about to die, and then now I'm just in decent shape, and I'm going to really get in great shape. Yeah.
Look great. You know what, though? Even the thing is, you still have that broad chest. I always say, like, Alex Jones looks like, the way is, he looks like the barrel that people go over the waterfalls in. But that's a compliment, because, I mean, it's just, that shape.
Even when I was fat, I mean, this is muscle. These aren't, it's not tits.
He looks like...
I mean, when I used to work out a lot when I was younger, I had just ridiculous chest. But
no, I'm not saying it's tits. I'm saying you look like you're made of wooden planks, right? You got that barrel.
He looks like a Coke machine with a head on it.
Yes, he does. He does.
It's like those 1920s bodybuilders that are just...
Yes, the 1920s bodybuilders, before they were juiced out of their mind, they're just like, look, I built my physique by breaking the chains in my prison walls. And you're like, wow, thanks, Alexander.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to get small. So, I mean, mainly what I do is like just hundreds and hundreds of sit-ups, hundreds of burpees and all this other stuff, and just pushing a sled and carrying 50-pound kettlebells in each hand,
so
around
Rocky
warehouses.
Stuff lesbians do.
Yeah, it's all good stuff, but I'm still in terrible shape.
You're not in terrible shape.
I'm badass shape.
You're not in terrible shape. Alex, take the win. Everyone here. We have some ladies in the live audience. They're fanning themselves right now.
You look like Michelle Obama.
Listen, I did it all from the AlexJonesStore.com with Ultimate Sea Moss, the ultimate seafood. That's why, right here.
Wow. Ultimate Sea Moss.
This is the Ozempic of vitamins.
The Ozempic of the sea, as it's known.
The Ozempic of the sea.
Hey, you know what? Actually, Alex, if you want, and this is completely impromptu, but we just got a sponsorship from Jack Fitness, where they do home gyms, and it's one of the very rare sponsors where they reached out and I said, I know exactly who those people are. Lifetime warranty, and we might be able to get you one, because I know you probably have a gym at your studio, but if you want one for the house, I bet you we could hook that up for you. It's really good stuff.
You still got a house, right?
It sounds good. Sounds good.
If I were him, I would never be in my house. I would be outside,
I know,
strutting it.
Stunning myself.
I'm joking, but you know what, man?
You are ridiculous. You're in way better shape than me, Crowder. I'm just having some fun.
Yeah, but you know what, Alex? I'm not just saying it. Very proud of you, man, because I know you've. And you know what? One thing I will say about Alex, God said, I'm not saying God loves Alex Jones more than the rest of you. What I'm saying is, God did say that David is a man after his own heart. And people go, how could that be David? I mean, David basically killed the guy, David. But it was a man who had a repentant heart. It was a man who always came back to God. And I would tell you, Alex Jones, every time he's been going through some stuff, and I talk with Alex, he goes, you know what, I'm doing this, but, I really need to spend more time in prayer with God, and I really want to get in. I know that health was a big thing where you said, you would say, you know what, I got to get back in shape. It's just been so stressful. And you know what, man? He had the biggest lawsuit in modern American history as far as a bullshit ruling. So, you know what, you had plenty of reasons to be stressed. So, hey, I know you have more goals to go, but, man, you should be proud of yourself. And I'm not just saying that. You really are. You're looking good. You're doing well.
It's a great way to handle the stress, too. I mean, this is keeping them alive, bro.
Eat sea moss.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I don't know.
I'm telling you, sea moss is amazing.
Where do you get that? The bottom of a boat? What?
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
Scrape it off.
It's Irish sea moss. Listen, I just go with whatever it's got the best iodine and all these weird minerals and vitamins that are only in the sea moss. And I am doing a plug here because, we could be shut down next to... InfoWars is up for sale next Tuesday, forced by the court. But we'll continue on in the air one way or another, working with great folks. So, yeah, it's just emblematic of the tyranny we're under. Just like Elon Musk said on Rogan, he said if Kamala gets in, he's going to be shut down. This isn't a game. They tried to shut you down. So, we joke around and stuff, and I torture people looking at my, because you make jokes about the shirts. I thought I'd go really crazy on air. But, I mean, this is a war. This is a real deal. So, I hope Trump wins today.
Yeah.
What are you predicting, Crowder?
I think he is going to win. I think it's going to be very close. We called Georgia. I think we'll be making the call of North Carolina quite soon. I think that, I'm getting word now that we are going to be calling North Carolina in just a minute. Actually, you know what? Hey, before we continue, do you want to be here for us to call North Carolina with you right now with us?
I do. I should probably put my shirt
back
on.
No. Keep that off. Trust me. This gets old. Alex, you haven't seen the entirety of the show. It gets weirder. So, what, you're going to be able to, he can see program? Hold on, Toolman?
Yes, I'll give him program for this one.
So we're going to give you program because am I right? We're going to call. So right now it's time for another state call, and then, yeah. Brought to you by Noble Gold, and as we've been doing all night, of course, we have Donald Trump the next president who is here to call the state of North Carolina?
I'm having a good time, having a good time. North Carolina, you came through tonight. Suck it, FEMA. You really screwed up with Helene. The state where you invented human flight. Call me Sully. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me.
And the best part is we were really excited about it, and Alex Jones is gone.
Yeah. He's left.
When you're going too far for Alex Jones,
Maybe he went to watch it. Maybe he didn't have a return monitor or something
maybe
like that.
that's the point where, you know, maybe it's like, hey, maybe we.
I hope it was. I hope we did that to be funny.
So, listen, we feel pretty confident in this according to our projections.
I can't be associated with this. These people are crazy.
I just saw an intern walk by.
Yeah.
Like, no, Alex. He's probably out doing push-ups.
He is. I was doing burpees, Steven. I'm sorry.
I was doing burpees as part of my program.
Eating some moss off my garage wall.
I drank too much tap water.
That's right.
I felt a little gay.
According to our projections, he's going to win North Carolina by around 2.8%.
By around 2.8%.
That's not enough for me.
Which honestly is
big deal.
Pretty in line. Can someone bring up the RCP average? I think it was somewhere around. Was it around 1.8?
I don't remember the exact
So they
number.
were
We can
pretty
bring
close.
that up. But I wanted to give you a couple other
What
pieces
happened
of
to this
information
album?
as we've been talking.
Hold
to
on one
Alex.
second. Did you see North Carolina called,
come back?
Alex? Did you get to? No, he's.
Yes, I saw it.
All right. Son of a bitch.
I didn't know where you went. I was like, oh man, we lost Alex.
No, he's got his shirt on.
Well, I've got a chamber pot over there. This one took a dump.
You know
that's what the Democrats are doing right now.
Yes, I do believe
Well,
they
they're
are.
doing it in their pants.
Yeah,
Steven's
that's
got a
different.
crock pot next to him.
Yes, I do. It's actually it's an Instapot because I like putting it under pressure.
Listen, I never say this about Steve, but it's really cool because when I've co-hosted it and guest hosted for him, I have the same thing here. He has a toilet in his chair. And it's very relaxing.
I do. Yeah, I do. And I even changed
And
it.
I also pee sitting down.
Yeah, well, I only pee sitting down when I'm doing the show, and that's a convenience factor. But I did change the chair because, you know, it used to be like that old foam chair that you have at your grandparents' house where it feels like another butt up against your butt. So now it's actually it's a nice firm polymer. So you don't get that. It's like, you know, when you sit on someone else's desk in school and it's warm.
No,
like
I agree.
someone's
I don't
warmed it.
like, even though I'm old now, I don't like old people chairs. Even though I'm kind of old now, it's weird to be 50. But I remember like grandma was like, it feels creepy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it must be like this when you're like a junior high student and Tim Walz is your gay counselor.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Allegedly. Also,
right.
it's really
Alleged
weird.
my ass.
It's
Anyway.
really weird when old people have carpeting up and around the toilets.
Yeah.
You had some information there, Gerald.
All right, so just some information. So we got some PA updates that we can have Ginger Snap come in and give us some.
Okay.
Kamala Harris is way underperforming in some very important places.
Okay.
In
Well, tell her to get on her knees.
And then I just wanted to give you this update, too, on Florida. So in 2020, Trump won Florida by 372,000. Right now it's projected at over 1.5 million.
1.5 million.
He's going to win it by this time around.
Stop it, Nick.
What do you mean,
Nick,
Stop it, Nick.
expects
Guys,
better.
you and your trend horse shit. I'm sorry.
It's just okay.
It's not
All
good.
right, Nick needs a Snickers. No, there's
By the
been
way,
no
by
good
the-
news tonight that Nick hasn't said. Like, he's not gonna. He's gonna
By
lose
the way,
Florida.
real quick,
He's gonna
hey,
lose
real
Florida. Gerald,
Real
you can't
quick,
quit.
Crowder.
Gerald, you cannot quit.
Hey, no making out with
it's
Nick.
good. It's good.
Stop
for
it.
him.
Stop it.
No, don't hurt me.
He's too big.
I'm an old man.
Something big here.
Yes.
Don't make me take my shirt off.
You mean aside from an Aryan beating up a Sicilian, which the optics are not great? Yes. What is it, Alex?
Cecilia.
Listen, you guys are doing great on the numbers as well. I know you love Owen Schroyer, former political prisoner.
Yes.
He's in our big map room looking at some of the numbers. I want to get his, just for a minute or so, his take and analysis. I know you got a bunch of experts there. Let's put our brains together right now. But let's just go to Owen for a second.
How about
Simulcast.
chess?
I want him to give us a quick report. He says big developments.
Yes, but hold
Owen,
on, Alex. Before we do that, where's the best
here's
place
the deal.
for people to find you? I just want to say, where's the best place for people to find you? Because we didn't get your plug in yet. Sorry, we have Joe Lewis in the studio, and everyone's losing their mind.
No, well, I'm going to steal your dog. If InfoWars gets shut down, find me at Real Alex Jones on X. Find me at alexjones.network. And also follow our backup channel at AJN for Alex Jones Network, AJN Live, and that'll be a big deal because when I got deplatformed, even great fans had trouble finding me. We're still on a lot of talk radio stations. We've got the uplinks at the new studio and stuff, but it's a lot smaller. We intend to expand, hopefully, move out of Austin, maybe up north by you guys. Who knows?
You know what, Alex, too? Also, I don't know if you noticed, we just announced this tonight. Rumble Premium has been an ad-free service that's been around for a while. Mug Club now is Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is Mug Club, where Mug Club proved that we could build out a network, but there are already more people like Donald Trump Jr. on Rumble Premium. They have some gamers there. They have live events. So every member of Mug Club is going to be there.
I'm the head of Rumble with you guys as well. It'll be gone next Tuesday. And bad guys are probably going to buy it. So I've just been faithful to the crew here, but I'm ready to branch out and hopefully have the crew with me.
Right.
But that's going on.
And you could always just you could just change it to like info floors, and that could be under Rumble Premium. Is my point, right? There's a million things that you could do. Oh no, we lost his feet.
Gone or just dark?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back.
Apparently they bought it now.
You know why? Because they want to feed us.
It takes money to fight this.
Yes.
The AlexJonesStore.com.
Yes, AlexJonesStore.com. I think because he wants to feed us some info from Owen Schroyer real quick. And the Alex Jones. Sorry, say it again, Alex. I'm sorry.
TheAlexJonesStore.com. Get some T-shirts, get some CMOS. Keep us on the air. I'm not kidding. You'll love the CMOS. But seriously, Owen is on it. I know you guys have your own war room. I want to hear your take on his analysis. So here's Owen Schroyer. Owen, come in here.
All right, let's hear what Owen Schroyer.
There is no way Harris can come back from over 100,000 votes down, except ridiculous shenanigans, with 91% in. Think about that. What is she going to get, 75% of the last 10% vote? Not going to happen, not in a fair election. So we zoom back out. What does this mean? This means with Pennsylvania and Georgia.
1 second here, Tim. Yeah, bring him up full screen if you can. Bring him up full screen really quickly.
That's a victory for Donald Trump. He needs to come out in 15 minutes and declare victory. I won't be the one to declare victory, but that's what we see here on this map.
All right, Owen, stay there. I want to go back. Hold on, because we're breaking in with Stephen here. Stephen, I want to get your take, as you guys are looking at the numbers. You've got experts there as well. Owen, stay there. Don't go. What is your take on what Owen just said?
Okay, well, 1 second, because we were just having some issues here. I wanted to bring it up full screen.
We've talked about that before.
Well, so you know, we have called Georgia, so Owen is right on that. We've called Georgia pretty definitively. We're very confident in Georgia. We do have Lane the Brain in here with some updates in Pennsylvania, and I think there's some agreement, and then you have a little bit more context to some of those numbers. And I don't know if there's disagreement.
No, there's no disagreement at all, really. The only difference is the map that we had on our. Yes. From our side, we actually called Georgia.
Right.
So the only thing left for Trump to do is win one of those upper Midwest states, Wisconsin, Michigan, or Pennsylvania.
So let's bring up there, Noodles, the election integrity map, because we have called Georgia so people can see that up there. Oh, is it DDoS again?
It's still DDoS,
It's DDoS. Yeah. We've been DDoS attacked because, Alex, we've been providing this analysis and these numbers.
Okay, but he just said according to him, he has Pennsylvania.
Well, I know, according to what he just said.
So we cannot say that yet. Yeah. We are not really willing to say that Pennsylvania, we are not willing to say that, but to reflect on what he said with those trends, how he said she needs 65% of the vote. If you want to pull up what our analyst just put together, that graph, this will kind of help show what Owen was talking about.
Okay.
Because it reflects exactly what our numbers are saying too.
Great. So there you go. So Alex, we actually have a graph that I don't know if you guys can see it on your program. You may not be able to.
Pull it back down.
But we've had some graphs here that we're actually able to present to people as far as what percentage of the vote needs to be won in the future. So let's bring up that. You want to bring up that graph? We're gonna.
I'll get it to him right now.
But everything that Owen just said checks out.
Gotcha.
And that's why we actually called Georgia
right there.
not that long ago. Let's bring this up. You have it there?
Yeah, we've got it. So
Pennsylvania. So I don't know if you can see this, Alex, but Lane the Brain, describe this because we've been showing this throughout the night. Describe it for some new viewers, people coming in from Alex's show who may not be familiar with this metric that you've shown.
Correct. So this is essentially reflecting the sentiment that they were just talking about. If you look at the red bar, so the farthest to the right is actually the most recent information that we have, and it says 54.2.
That by information, you mean the most recent vote dump?
Yes, correct. Yes. So the most recent vote dump, Donald Trump collected 54.2% of that.
Right.
And what that tells us is of the outstanding vote remaining, he only needs to win 45,
right.
Which, means Kamala Harris would need to win about 55% of that vote.
Right.
So our percentages are a little different, but the trend is exactly the same.
And you are pretty, again, we're not making the call, but pretty confident that it's very unlikely with the votes that are remaining in Pennsylvania that she would be reaching those margins.
Correct. And the reason that we feel a little confident in Pennsylvania, not in calling it, but in the direction it's going, is if there's two bellwether counties, essentially that you want to look at, which are Erie County and Northampton County. And in the last vote dump, Donald Trump closed the gap in Erie County by about 7%, and he's only trailing by 3.6 now. So he keeps making that up. But Northampton County is the one you want to look at because he actually lost that by 0.7% in 2020 to Joe Biden. But right now,
we're looking on the map for Northampton.
Can you give me a
fucking Rain Man over here just reading them at a million miles
looking for it, but I have.
Give me a Dramamine.
Google it.
So what we do see in Northampton is that Trump is leading by a substantial amount. He's leading by 5.4% right now at last check. He lost that county.
Wow.
And
now I'm excited.
And there's only been 3 times, I believe, in the last 150 years that county hasn't predicted the winner of the state. I think 2004, 2000, and 1968.
So it's not just the fact, Alex, to go back to that, it's not just the fact that he's doing better than in 2020, but it's the fact that actually, in combination with that, is a bellwether county that's indicative of someone winning the country at large.
That is correct.
For the state, it's pretty significant. Seems, all metrics that we have right now, that he should win the state, but that microcosm within the state suggests strongly that he would win the country. And this is, by the way, given the fact that we've already called Georgia.
Right. And then even if you move past Pennsylvania, if you can pull up the New York Times thing that we sent you, they're starting to even not have much room to win.
I was going to say, they were noticing it. They were leaning Trump about an hour ago.
Yes.
It was the first time they had said it in this entire cycle.
So they're leaning him in popular vote also, but they also have him up in PA, Wisconsin, and Michigan. They give him over a 65% chance in all of those states to win.
Yep.
And if he wins any of those states.
Poly Market's at 97% for Trump now.
Yeah, hold on. I wanted to do a Poly Market check-in after.
Sorry.
Alex, hold on, everyone, guys. There's too much. Hold on one second. Alex, are you still there? Did you hear the announcement? So Owen was right on the money, and we have access to, again, some metrics here behind the scenes that kind of exclusive here that we can parse out. But Owen,
no, I know you guys did a great job. Well,
and so did Owen. He was right on the money. And he absolutely should declare. We're not fully, and if you guys are, that's great. We're not fully confident in calling Pennsylvania.
We're not saying we're 100% right. We're just saying it looks like it to us.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way.
It looks like it to me, too. I think, Alex, my only hesitation would be I don't want to give people like, oh, Donald Trump is cheating again. You got to, like, I just don't want that. I want to.
They'll try and go with those optics.
Let it become a little bit more obvious. I agree with you, though, to, like, put a stop to any of the potential steal or anything that is going on to kind of head that off. But I just want it to be a little bit more clear.
One final thing. So, Alex, I know we're going to have to. Can we have our team cross-reference these counties that are particularly, important right now, and look at the Jewish voting population?
Yeah.
Because looking at the trends that we already have. No, I'm just saying.
No, we can look at those. We can look at those in PA.
In other words, we can look at those in PA, but that might help us make a prediction a little bit earlier if we see those numbers still continue to track.
And to that point, we were able, when we did call North Carolina, it was about 10 minutes ahead of Reuters' call on that as well.
Right.
So we did beat them to the punch.
Yeah, thank you, Mug Club.
There we go. So we're the first place right here, guys. Mug Club. Rumble Premium, if you guys want to support it, click that button right now. Join Rumble Premium. You just heard maybe info floors at Rumble Premium. I know that Alex Jones has a lot, we don't know what's going to happen after next week, but the water's warm. And, yeah, we made the North Carolina call before they did it Reuters. We made the Georgia call. I want you to stick around here for a little bit, laying the brain. Alex, we do have to get going, but tell Owen, if he can't still hear us, great work.
Yep.
And we may even be able to check in with you guys later. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us behind the scenes, too.
Absolutely, and just want to say great job with your investigative team. Winning this election, you guys have done just as good as James O'Keefe, and he's always been the North Star. We're not in competition. We're on the same team, but incredible job for all your supporters, everybody else. And I love working with you, and I love your crew. This is a historic moment, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alex. We appreciate it. Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer, everybody. Good. Yeah, I'm glad. Again, I know we've had some tech issues there, but I'm glad. He was going a little like some gut feel, but it's good to see that. Owen is one of those guys who people, because he's with Alex Jones, think he's more unreasonable than he is. He's often pretty right on some of these things, and he's it's one of those things. Don't let the media tell you who Alex Jones is. Don't let the media tell you who all those people are. Even if we have disagreements, it sounds like we're tracking here with some different data sets, but this is quite a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
1.5 million votes potentially in Florida is huge.
That is massive.
And why are you laughing? What, you don't think there's 1.5 million votes in Florida?
I expected that from Florida, goddammit.
No one expected 1. You never said it.
Oh,
you said that Joe Biden would be out. We gave you credit. And now you're saying you never said 1.5 million votes.
What?
All right. Hold on. The fight's out there, damn it. I love everybody in here.
No, it's not. It's in here now.
It is in here. It is in here. Guys, don't you guys?
I gotta defend Nick. I saw his My Little Pony diary. He wrote.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he writes.
He wrote it in there.
Yeah, well, him and Kavanaugh. Who gives a shit?
I was laughing at you guys getting so excited that he won so big in Florida.
But Nick, the reason is because we're looking at it, we're contrasting the trends, and now you're excited. But you know why we're able to make these predictions? Because of the numbers that we looked at in Florida. Let's go for the Poly Market check-in. I'm gonna have a fever of 102.
There's no Josie.
Poly Market check-in. Let's begin. Donald Trump at 96.6.
Now, do me a favor. Pull up the general election as well.
Well, that is a general election.
No, I'm sorry, the popular vote for the general election.
Oh, I got him off his
We've been
game.
streaming for 6 hours, all right? Give me a break.
I got him off his game.
91% for Trump.
For the popular vote. There's the mandate of the masses, everybody. There's the mandate of the masses.
I don't want to go to bed.
New York Post. So remember this really quickly. I want to go. Remember this really quickly. Hey, can you bring off the live on air thing right there? I'm seeing Alex Jones's window in front of me. Remember this. When the left, they will protest. They will riot. They might even behave for a couple of days because they might have people from the brass say, hey, look, we got to be careful with this. Remember, they are protesting not against the Electoral College. They're protesting not against some kind of swing state. They are protesting against you, the American people. That's what they're protesting. When they riot this time, they're rioting against everyone else in this country. Yeah. And don't forget it. Even if you didn't vote for Donald Trump, when people say, hey, I want to stand up for what's right. Okay, you talked about the integrity of democracy. Watch. This happens tonight. Donald Trump very, very likely, almost certainly wins the Electoral College. Very, very likely wins the popular vote. If you see a single Walgreens, CVS, you see a single department store looted, you see a single person, my God, shot in the street for being a Trump voter like we saw in Washington State, or was it Oregon? Remember, that bullet is for you. That Walgreens, that shop is you. There's no more bullshit where people argue, even though it should never be the case, about the Electoral College or about Donald Trump and billionaire donors, because we saw that they bragged about with Kamala Harris. The mandate of the masses and a significant winning margin. That riot is for you. Remember, let this reverberate through you. Don't forget it, and you should be pissed when that happens. And that, if that ever does happen, that's exactly why you heard me on my spiel earlier. Well, I'll never say political violence is never the answer. Hey, if people are actually rioting and burning down your houses, burning down your neighborhoods, if we see another summer of love, guess what? I would much rather see Korean shopkeeper defends what he created and, by the way, voted to preserve than another man shot in the street. Man, remember, dozens of people killed in those riots. Don't let it get that far. Do not let it get that far. You're talking to the guy right now. You're watching the guy who does Change My Mind. You're watching the guy who does Devil's Advocate, finds common ground. Don't let it get to a single riot in any city. And any representative like Kamala Harris who says they won't stop, nor should they stop, that is an enemy of the American people. Let's check in with Polymarket, see how likely this stream gets taken down from YouTube. Can we do that really quickly? Because I meant every damn word that I just said. 21. It went down. Huh.
I think it's because we had Alex on for
More
a little bit that it
ranting.
spiked.
Yeah.
No.
No,
it only went
lower.
down when he took his shirt off.
It only went down, yeah.
Yeah. The people were appeased. You know, I don't know if I saw this, if this was correct, but did Bitcoin hit an all-time high?
Yes.
In the last hour?
It did.
Oh, I wonder why.
So that's one of the things. People are not only looking at Polymarket in the polls, but the vote on crypto is a vote for the price. Is essentially the price of Bitcoin. Is what are the markets predicting is going to happen? Because it's very clear that Trump is going to be able to do more favorable cryptocurrency policies versus Kamala. And so as the price continued to go up, folks are saying that is another key indicator of where people are voting across non-traditional demographic lines.
Well,
the Jew factor.
Last night, Jim Cramer told us that the market moves predicted a Kamala Harris win. So
no.
Well, why are we even here?
Yeah, but Jim Cramer's head comes to a point.
Don't insult the cone heads.
A fair point.
Now I'm excited.
Is there anything else that you wanted to fill us in on?
No, I don't think so. Just there's some interesting indicators on the ground outside of the numbers. New York Post is starting to report that people are leaving Kamala's watch party.
Oh my gosh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's rough.
That's fantastic.
I mean, it sucks for her.
Before we even went live on air, most of the
Lizzo leave. That's a dozen people.
The U.S. consulates in Europe, all those places that wanted Trump to lose, they all decided not to hold their watch parties. So there's,
So there are quite a few signs. We don't have the leftist meltdowns yet. I don't know. We'll check in with Brodigan in my land.
Put a note in. Look for these things, please.
I don't want to. All right. I'm just nervous about going to bed.
Will you? I'm just being realistic.
Okay, that's fine.
Will you hear
Thanks,
me?
Uncle Frank. Thanks, Uncle Frank.
Get him a Red Bull.
Nick. I'm with you.
If it helps, if it makes you feel any better, Nick forgot his reading glasses. All right.
We'll also get you some Senate updates because we could take the Senate and the House potentially tonight. And have
I think we picked up 2 and we're leading in 3 others right now.
Now I'm excited.
So we're talking about the Senate, right?
Senate, yeah.
Yeah. The House.
Picked up
the House we have, but we could.
Yeah.
Widen the margin.
Yeah, I believe we needed 4 to win 4 of them.
I say we pick up the House and drop it on
I'm
Kamala's
trying to
head.
remember how many more would we need in this.
We only really had to flip 1 because West Virginia was open because of Manchin,
Right,
so
because of
they
Manchin.
won that one, and then 1 more, which would have
But
been.
is it a shutout in the seats that they thought would flip Democrat? That's one thing I don't know yet.
I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at that one.
Okay.
We've been focused on the presidency.
Well, thank you so much, Lane the Brain. We appreciate it. We'll check. And you know what? Since we paid good money to have that chair out there, next time, do you mind doing it from the chair?
I like that chair. It's a cool chair.
Okay, let's have you do it from that chair there. Plus, you look good in that chair.
Just microphone. Just put it like right here.
Yeah, put it right
here.
up there.
Gerald can come.
Like your Mariah Carey at Rockefeller Plaza.
If Gerald wants to show everybody how to do it.
I mean,
It's just we paid good money for that chair, and I don't think we're going to be
well.
streaming for days now.
Gerald will show us how to do that when he does the wine tasting.
No.
That's right.
I'm doing wine tasting?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So this has been a lot of fun. Oh, you know what? I forgot.
Oh no.
I forgot actually. We still have on the show tonight. And considering that we don't know how much longer Kamala's going to have any type of political shelf life, her father's name is actually Donald J. Harris. That is not a joke. But we do have Donald J. Harris live on the line with us. Let's go to him now. Mr. Harris, thanks for coming back on tonight.
Yeah, man, what's on your mind?
Well, since you've known her for so long, I wanted to get your insight on why your daughter isn't doing as well as the media was hoping she would tonight.
It's all very simple, man. She didn't have the time.
Time for what?
To do the same thing she always done to get all of her job.
Boy, you're really a one-trick pony, aren't you, Donald J?
It's a simple equation. You divide the population by the amount of hours in a day that she spread eagle.
Okay.
She couldn't get to them all in time.
Okay, that's about what I was expecting to hear, but good to know she does have a formula for success.
Spread eagle is just like a mother.
Okay, we get the point. I think we're done here. We're done, Tool Man. All right. By the way,
Every
Billy, I
time.
think you might need to mute other people's mics because I can't hear.
Don't make them so funny, and we won't laugh so much.
I didn't make anything funny. You think I write what he says? It's Kamala's dad, Donald J.
He's his own man.
Gosh. I'm laughing at his mouth and his teeth.
Still looking for SIGs.
Oh, boy. All right.
I'm excited. I feel good.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad, Nick. I mean, I honestly have given you a hard time, but I know why you're like that. Like,
well, I
you've
was
been
voted
guilty
class
before.
Honestly, and this is, I'm not making this up, in high school, they had to come up with a superlative for me. I was voted class pessimist.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Well, that's interesting.
It's really being a realist is what it's called. And a couple of people that voted me class pessimist, they're dead now. So who won that fucking argument?
Well, I don't think anybody did, but nonetheless.
I think everybody lost. I think they're dead, and you're dead inside.
No, guys,
they're still voting. You're fine.
I get it.
I don't want you to go to bed excited because it's going to be, you know.
Well, I'm not going to bed.
We're not going to bed, Nick.
I'm not going to bed. It's 100 degrees right now, and I'm not going to bed.
I better
What's
see
your
some
excuse?
blow. I better see some blow real soon if you want me to stay up.
Look, Nick, what's your excuse, okay? I said we're not going to bed. We're going to keep screaming until we've called the president, right?
What are you going to do?
I don't know why he's so mad. I don't know if it's that hot Italian blood, the Sicilian. You can't calm him down, right?
Hey, fuck that. You fucking Irish cockroach.
See, that's what it does. That's the channel.
Are
What
we
happened
still
to
worried about being booted from YouTube? For Christ's sake, when is this
Back
far?
up. It's back up. Quick break. We're going to come back when Nick calms down. We'll be right back after this. We'll be right
more
back.
rules than the Tonight Show, for Christ's sake.
Tool Man.
Truth Social, a free speech platform designed to avoid big tech censorship. Make your voice heard. Join the movement. Join Truth Social.
Dear Truth Social, today I was inspired to write a haiku, a beautiful haiku, to type a poem. I think from Japan, could be China. Fantastic people, the Japanese, the Chinese. I don't know, no one knows. Terrible radiation, though, for the Japanese. The haiku goes like this. Nancy Pelosi is a big fat lying witch. But wow, such nice chick.
From the network that brought you TikTok Hits, Fish Radio, and the Joel Osteen Channel comes the new and improved Howard 100.
Where do I begin?
Dominating space with satellite technology only available through Sirius XM.
Jigsaw puzzle? You're into that, huh?
Only losers and suckers listen to free radio that's not coming from space.
Women have to work harder to get respect.
New network, old stir.
I don't understand this philosophy.
Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern, only on Sirius XM Howard 100. Sign up today for SiriusXM for just $9.99 a month, or get a free trial. They're pretty easy to get. You can literally just get free trial after free trial after free trial after free trial after free trial.
I think you've got a confession to make. You're fake news.
You are fake news.
Well, Trump was making America great. Where were you when you tried to resist? And me and you. Yeah, Trump is getting the best of you. Yeah, Trump keeps getting the best of you. These 4 years were just a sneak preview. Can I get your attention for some breaking news? The polls are already tightening. Prepare to lose. Your nursing home COVID deaths have got you blue. Things you can take for more years. The list of views. 'Cause Trump is getting the best of you. Yeah, Trump is getting the best of you. Revised unemployment rates, it's real. The market's healed. You're crushed. You must confess. Yes, Trump is getting the best of you. Now it's time for confession, my friends. You're fake news. Are you ready to lose again? When Biden poops, you can try to resist, but you will lose. My terms are short of like Twix, my friends. They come in twos. 'Cause Trump is getting the best of you. Yeah, I keep getting the best
Tonight on No Cops.
This bill of comprehensive police reform to be just go.